This is exactly how I would transform a gym based on what I use to turn failing fitness businesses around with my company, Members on Demand. First off, I want to find out what assets exist. Like, what assets are in place already? Is there a significant list of prospects with leads, former members, and what follow-up has been done to that list? Now, I know even if that list has been followed up with really well, I can get a lot of those people in through the doors because in one of my locations, I have 6 fitness studios right now, and all of them were failing before we acquired them, right? And so over a few months, we transformed everything and turned it around and got them out of the hole that they were in. And in those businesses, we generate hundreds of people in through the doors every year from the existing list. So I know there's a ton of gold in that list if you know how to mine it, if you do it right. And a lot of people say, wow, I've already talked to everybody there. That doesn't mean anything. People's minds and their state change all the time. So first, I'd want to know about existing assets in the list of prospects and former members. Secondly, I would want to work the existing list of members to do 2 things. If there are anybody on limited memberships or opportunities to upsell them to things like one-on-one sessions or nutrition consultations, any of those types of things, I'm gonna make upsells to the existing people that I have. And the second thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get the existing members that I have to bring friends in. I would host things like a bring your partner to the gym week. I would message out things like, hey, I'm giving away a few free buddy passes today. And I would get that into the hands of a bunch of the members. I would have anything you can think of, right? Like bring a friend to the gym week, bring your partner to the gym week, all of those types of things to get more members out of the members that I have. So those would be the first 2 areas that I would go after. Meanwhile, I'm gonna be looking to develop team members. There's a reason why gyms fail. Part of it can be the location, right? Because the location where a gym is, a fitness studio of any sort, whether it's a yoga studio, a bar studio, functional fitness, class-based, commercial gym, any of that, location is tremendous. It makes a huge difference. It'll make everything easier or it'll make everything harder. But location aside, the staff, the team, and the person who led that team are ultimately responsible for what is going on in that business. So I know that if a business is not successful, that I'm probably going to have to get rid of 2/3 of the staff. It would be shockingly abnormal for me to take over a gym or a studio or help someone else who is turning around a struggling business. It would be abnormal to not need to turn over a significant portion of the staff. Obviously, it's very different, but if I'm taking it over, I'm thinking worst case scenario. I'm gonna have to cut 2/3 of the people and replace them, and I'm going in loaded for bear, prepared to do that. What does this mean? This means that I have to have the ability to generate a lot of applicants. And finally, I'm going to want to put in marketing systems. So when all of those things are healthy, hopefully there's minimal turnover and things are better than the worst case scenario. And as the marketing systems begin to go and new leads are being generated, I've got team members in place who can make those sales. See, I'm never going to be the person who's sitting in the seat closing the sales for the long haul because I've already closed thousands and thousands of gym memberships and I've helped hundreds and hundreds of gyms all around the US close thousands of memberships themselves. So for me, I get excited by helping other people do that. And I know that I'm not interested in being stuck at the membership sales desk for the rest of my life. So I'm going to begin developing people and I'm going to look for somebody who's hungry to learn, hungry to grow, hungry to develop, and I'm going to make them the champion of membership sales in that facility. And I'm going to develop them to the point where ideally they're able to develop others. 2 types of sales champions, by the way. There's one type of sales champion that is great at doing sales themselves, and there's another type that is not only great at doing sales, but can also act as a mentor or a coach or a leader to other salespeople. Obviously, the second type is what I'm hoping for, but it doesn't always exist, right? So those would be the things that I would look to do. And, I learned a lot of that from one of my early mentors who taught me more about the fitness industry than anyone I've ever known. He used to buy gyms, failing gyms and he would build them up and then he would sell them. And the number one thing that he was always optimizing for was that champion salesperson, because he knew that he could hire people to do marketing and bring people in through the doors. He could teach people to do follow up and make sure the appointments get booked and make sure people show up. But that salesperson, if he could find that elite salesperson, he was great at sales. And if he didn't have to do that, it meant that somebody else was doing that. And now he had the time and energy to get to dedicate to growing the business and developing the team. So hopefully that helps you. And if you are in the process of turning a failing fitness business around and you're interested in getting better at sales, or you're interested in getting better at marketing or follow up to make sure that the leads from marketing actually come in through the doors, then you can check out the other videos in the channel, or you can click the link below this video and you'll find a few free resources for getting more members right away. You'll also find the gym membership sales book, and we would be more than happy to see you have that book and make progress in your own development. So if you're a reader, go for it, feel free. There's other free resources, and my team and I will look forward to seeing you there.